Hey guys, I'm back on Wednesday night to talk to you a little bit. One of the phrases we keep hearing is we're all in this together. And I kind of laugh sometimes at how we get all our slogans and we kind of rally around our slogans. But I love to take all of our slogans and give them some spiritual value. When you hear the phrase, we're all in this together, of course it's talking about how we need to bind together and work together to get through the COVID-19 situation that we're currently in. And for the most part, I think people are doing the best that they can do. But two questions came to my mind to ask you as teenagers and anyone else that may be watching this video is when we say we're all in this together and we're not talking about the epidemic, we need to realize that when you go through life, you're going through life together, whether you think you are or not. Because we're all here on the planet, we're all in different relationships and circumstances and situations. So I had two thoughts I wanted to ask you, to ask yourself today. When you hear the phrase, we're all in this together, who is your we and what are you in together? Because just by default, you're in something with other people. As you go through life, you're either in stuff with your family, you're in stuff with your co-workers, you're in stuff with the friends that you have, you're in stuff with people that you're in relationships with. So who is your we? And it's very important for you to understand who your we is, because the people that you gravitate to and the people that you let influence you are the people that you go through life with. They end up being the people that you are in life together with. So just a few things that I want to talk to you about who your we is and what are you in together. See, friends are very important. One of the very good scriptures from the book of Proverbs, in Proverbs 12:26 says, "The righteous should choose his friends carefully, for the way of the wicked leads them astray." So it's very important that you realize that we are created to go through life with other people. And we need to pick wisely. We need to pick carefully who we are going to be in life with together. Now, I know some of you are grumbling because you can't pick your family, but you know, that's just one of the things that you have to learn to accept. But many times, you know, you'll gravitate away from your family as you get older, as you go to college. You'll gravitate away from your family maybe due to job situations or just lifetime experiences that you want to have. So putting family aside, you know, who are the ones that you are picking? Who are the friends that you are picking to be in your life, to have value in your life? And the reason it's important that you think about the kind of people that you are drawing close to is that they will have influence on you. Because when you hear the phrase, we're all in this together, you know, life is made to be doing together with people, with influences. And so you want to be careful who you allow to be the influences in your life. Now, the word together in the phrase, we're all in this together, implies unity. It means, you know, we need to be unified. We need to be all fighting in the same direction. We need to all be pulling in the same direction. We all need to be trying to reach the same goals. And it's very important for you to realize who you are sharing your togetherness with and who you are sharing your unity with. One of my dear friends that passed away just, it's been not even a week ago, he had a really good expression that has always stuck with me, and I'm not sure it was original to him, but I know he loved to use it, and he always made people laugh when he used it. Because sometimes we think, oh, well, I'm not going through life with anybody. I don't need anybody. You do need someone in your life. You do need people in your life. And he would always say, it's the banana that gets away from the bunch that gets peeled, as a cautionary tale for people who said, well, I don't need anybody, or I don't need God, or I don't need anyone else to be involved in my life. You know, God created us to walk in unity. That's why he created Eve. After he put Adam in the garden, he realized that Adam needed a helpmate, that Adam needed someone to be in this together with. So he created Eve. Now, we know that necessarily wasn't an ideal situation because some wrong choices were made that affected the whole human race. So that should, for number one, be a marker, a point of wisdom for us that we need to be very wise in how we relate to one another and who we're in unity with in life, because agreement is unity. The people that you are agreeing with, the people that you are doing activities with, those people are people that you have come into agreement with. You know, in Matthew 18:19, it tells us the power of agreement. It says, if two of you agree on earth concerning anything that they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. And then verse 20 says, for where two or three are gathered in my name, I am there in the midst of them. So what kind of people are you in agreement with for your life? Are you choosing wisely, or are you choosing foolishly? Are the people that you are in agreement with helping you to go in the right direction, or are you going in wrong directions because you are in agreement, you're in unity with these people? You know, for every positive word that God has given us in the Bible, the devil tries to pervert that word, and he tries to change the word around. That's what he did with Adam and Eve in the garden. So when you read in the Bible where it says, you know, if two of you agree on earth as touching anything that they ask, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. You know, if you're not serving God and you get in agreement and unity with somebody else who's not serving God, then you have come into an agreement for things that are not of heaven to begin to take place. And so the power of agreement, who we're in unity with, is very important. Now, I would not be a youth pastor if I didn't hit on this subject, so some of you may have to just click me off or cover your ears right now. But the power of agreement is really strong in physical relationships. You know, that's why God has cautioned us not to be sexually active until we are married. In Mark 10:7-9, of course, it tells us that a man shall leave his father and mother, and he will take a wife, and the two shall cleave together. They shall come into unity, into sexual unity, and they shall become one flesh. Because when you have a union, when you have bodily union, then you are bringing yourself into unity with that other person. So that's why it's not because God didn't want you to have any fun, but it's because God understands the principle of unity and coming into agreement with one another. It's not just a recreational activity that you're performing when you are sexually active. You are aligning your spirit, you're aligning your emotions, you're aligning your body up with someone else. And I think that's why a lot of times when people engage in physical activity before marriage, they end up maybe having a turbulent marriage because they broke God's rules of unity before they got married. And that's a whole nother long message there about breaking unity in your spirits with one another when you engage in premarital activity. But it's also the fact that if you are not in a committed marriage relationship with someone, then the level of unity that is supposed to take place by the sexual activity that you're participating in is not going to be there. And so you're like a house divided because you are not following the biblical guidelines that God laid out so that your body, your soul, your minds, and your spirit can come together in that unity of agreement that you need to have to be in such a close physical relationship. Now that is just free, and that's, as Pastor would say, me chasing my rabbit. But unity, who you are in life with together, is very, very important. And the devil will definitely try to put stumbling blocks and roadblocks in your way as you journey through life. So just to close, and before I pray with you, ask yourself again these two questions. If we're all in this together, if we're all going through life together, who is your we? Who's your list of we's that you're going through life with? Who are your friends? And what is your together that you're going through? Hopefully your together is loving God, serving God, putting Him first in your life and having a right relationship with Him, and then having healthy relationships with other people that are around you. But I thought those were just two good questions to be asking ourselves today, because many of you are graduating and getting ready to go on to college. And you may be shifting friendships, you may be shifting relationships. But as you mature and as you go on with life, think about who is your we and who are you going to be going through life with together. And what kind of things are you going to be in unity with in life? Politically, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You know, as far as career, think about it. And when you think about it, remember to ask God, because what I had told you earlier in Matthew 18, I'm going to say verse 20 again, says, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there in the midst of them." So if you want to be in this together, you need to be in this together with God. So if you have found yourself drifting away from God and you don't feel like you're in as much unity with Him, this is a good time to make it right. So I'm just going to pray with you. Father, you see the ones that are watching today, and you see the ones that may be making bad choices and may be bringing themselves into unity with people they shouldn't be bringing themselves into unity. Maybe they're in situations and relationships they don't need to be in, and they haven't understood why they're so uncomfortable and why things aren't working the way that they should. It's because they're not in the right kind of unity. They're not in the right relationships. So Father, I ask that they would just examine their hearts, examine who they're hanging out with, examine the direction that they're going. And right now, if anybody needs to bring themselves into unity with you, I ask that they would either reach out to me or reach out to someone, or even just reach out to you for themselves and ask you to come back into alignment with them, to come back into unity with them, and to walk through this together with them. I know I couldn't make it in this without you being in unity with me, Lord, and me being in unity with you. And I thank you for that. I ask that you would be with the youth group and help them until we can be in this together again at the youth center. And just protect them and watch over them and let them know how much we love them and how much you love them. In Jesus' name, amen. Do love you guys, and I will keep you posted on the Pulse page or the Damascus Roadhouse page about when we will be able to meet again as a youth group.